Well, you were pretty mean to Senator Warren, though, on Twitter recently.
It is time to break up America's tech giants.
It gets you very emotional.
Yes, it does.
Is it fair to say it gets you angry?
Yes, it does.
She doesn't pay taxes, basically at all. And her salary is paid for by the taxpayer, like me.
It gets me in the fight, and it's why I say this fight is our fight.
If you could die by irony, she would be dead.
Time Person of the Year and richest man in the world, Elon Musk, recently took to Twitter to respond to Senator Elizabeth Warren's critique of his tax-paying habits and push for policy changes. Let's change the rigged tax code so the Person of the Year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off everyone else, Warren initially wrote on Twitter. In his latest response, Musk wrote, "You remind me of when I was a kid and my friend's angry mum would just randomly yell at everyone for no reason." Warren is indeed a mother, as well as a Harvard Law School professor and leading progressive voice. Musk has claimed he will pay more than $11 billion in taxes after Elizabeth Warren accused him of freeloading during a bitter war of words between the pair. He wrote, "For those wondering, I will pay over 11 billion taxes this year." Musk could face a tax bill of more than $10 billion in 2021, which could be the largest individual payment to the Internal Revenue Service, according to calculations by Bloomberg News. Tesla CEO and world's richest person, Elon Musk, who has an estimated net worth of $251 billion, was denounced by Senator Elizabeth Warren, who has long been in showy pursuit of getting millionaires and billionaires to pay their fair share. Warren continued, "The part that makes me angry about this, it's on behalf of every public school teacher, every waitress, every computer programmer, every street cleaner who actually paid taxes, and that means they paid more than Elon Musk did in federal income taxes. That's just not right, and it means the system is broken." She accused Musk of claiming that he achieved success on his own when she believed, in fact, he had been subsidized by the federal government and subsidized by every waitress and public school teacher who paid their taxes. Musk's best response was to counter the claim that he won't pay taxes in the just-ended year, a common talking point from those who don't acknowledge that many ultra-rich founders and CEOs accrue such high net worths not via traditional salaries alone, or in some cases at all, but via a mix of stock options, capital gains, interest, dividends, and business income. Though Musk did not pay federal income taxes back in 2018 because he took out loans against Tesla shares, he will be on the hook to pay an extreme amount this time round, potentially between $9 billion and $10 billion, if he exercises soon-to-expire stock options. The Wall Street Journal reports that Musk faces an August deadline to convert roughly 22.9 million vested stock options into shares or let them expire worthless, according to a regulatory filing. He would need about $143 million to exercise those options and could owe more than $9 billion in federal income and Medicare taxes upon exercising them. Under California law, Mr. Musk also likely would face a sizable state tax burden because exercised options are treated as compensation partly earned in the state while he lived there. Though outlets like ProPublica engage in a fair bit of finger-wagging on the matter, many of the ways ultra-rich people avoid paying extremely high tax bills are perfectly legal. And many uber-wealthy people armed with financial advisors do all kinds of things that working rich and upper-middle-class people don't. They use low-interest loans backed by their portfolios to borrow money to live on. They decide when to sell stocks based on how much they'll be dinged by capital gains taxes. They find all kinds of assets where they can park their wealth or transfer it from generation to generation without having to give a huge cut to the federal government. While Warren was hectoring Musk for failing to actually pay taxes, 61% of Americans, roughly 100 million households, actually and for real, didn't pay federal income taxes in 2020. The Tax Foundation noted that in 2018, the top 25% of taxpayers paid 87% of total federal income taxes. The top 1% pony up roughly 40% of total federal income taxes. Warren's spending priorities are largely bankrolled by the richest people in America, to the extent that they're bankrolled at all, as opposed to being added to the exorbitant national debt. Part of her critique is fair. Musk's use of government subsidies does constitute freeloading off of American taxpayers, but the rest is somewhere between misleading and dishonest. The government is inherently not a good steward of capital, Musk told Time for its Person of the Year profile. Regrettably, Musk will likely be forking over a handsome sum this year to the very people he has correctly identified as people unlikely to spend it well. The spat comes as Warren and other DC Democrats mull wealth taxes and other measures that could potentially put Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg on the hook for billions of dollars by taxing their unrealized gains. In November 2021, Oregon Democratic Senator Ron Wyden reiterated his support for a wealth tax for billionaires. Musk also attacked Senator Bernie Sanders that same month after the Vermont Independent expressed support for raising taxes on billionaires. Senator Warren's attack capped a year during which SpaceX had operated a truly operational spaceline. The company also made great strides in developing the Starship, a rocket that promises to revolutionize space travel, bringing both the Moon and Mars within reach of astronauts. In all, SpaceX launched 31 of its workhorse Falcon 9 rockets. Most of the launches deployed Starlink communication satellites that the company hopes will provide internet communications across the planet. SpaceX also launched various satellites and probes for NASA, the US military, and commercial customers, including the DART asteroid impact probe. The Falcon 9 launched both Crew and Cargo Dragon spacecraft to the International Space Station. One Crew Dragon, the Inspiration 4, sent a civilian crew into low Earth orbit to raise funds for St. Jude's Children's Cancer Research Hospital. SpaceX continued a series of tests of its Starship rocket. 3 attempts in 2021 ended in a loss of the vehicle, one crashing on landing, another exploding mid-air, and yet another landing successfully before exploding a few seconds later. Finally, on the 5th of May 2021, SpaceX successfully flew and landed a Starship intact, albeit with a small fire that had to be put out on the landing pad. In a move that will positively affect the fortunes of SpaceX going forward, the newly installed Biden administration adopted the NASA Artemis Return to the Moon program as its own, making it virtually certain that Americans would return to the moon later this decade. NASA chose the SpaceX Starship to land the first humans on the moon, prompting a series of complaints and lawsuits by the company's rivals, particularly Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. The only result of this attempt at lawfare has been to delay the development of the lunar landing Starship by several months. With all of these accomplishments, it is no surprise that Time magazine named Elon Musk its Person of the Year for 2021. However, Warren decided instead of celebrating Musk's accomplishments, she'd go to war with him in a surprise move. The exchange touched off a Twitter war. Musk's supporters pointed out that the entrepreneur has provided great benefit for his adopted country, saving NASA, the military, and commercial customers tens of billions of dollars through the development of the reusable Falcon 9. Some even suggested that he should not pay $11 billion in taxes, the idea being that it would be better spent on more technology innovation and not on wasteful government programs that Warren favors. Other Twitter warriors agreed with Warren that Musk is a capitalist exploiter who must be made to pay his fair share of taxes, the amount of which is unclear. Musk, incidentally, became a star on Fox News, with on-air personalities like Greg Gutfeld singing Musk's praises on his hit late-night talk show. The online tiff was like a catnip for the right-leaning cable news network. Why did Warren go to war against Musk? She seems unimpressed by his accomplishments and potential to make the world a better place, pointing solely to taxes. One explanation is that she launched against the space baron as a fundraising ploy. In her Facebook ads, she asked for people who agreed with her to chip in $10. Whether whatever money comes into her campaign coffers will be worth the embarrassment of going up against arguably the coolest capitalist of them all remains to be seen. Well, that's all in our video about the high-profile feud between Elon Musk and Senator Warren. Who do you think will win this battle? Let us know in the comment section down below.